Alright, Rift Travelers, this is kind of a how-to video on some of the things you need when you're dropping into Macabre from WeForge Studios. Um, it's pretty simple how to play this game, but it's not so simple to master it quite clearly. It's a survival horror extraction game where you're being hunted down by the crawler, and Banjo doesn't really give you a whole lot of information other than do this for me. So, some basic things you'll need is one, you gotta check your settings for how you want to do your button layout. I do mine a little bit different. Can't really see my mouse there, but I set up my side buttons to do crouch and sprint because that's just easier for me. So that makes everything quite easy there. And then we're gonna go over here. So we're gonna go loadout. Let me explain some of these things to you. So you have your atomic space shifter, which is one of your main things you have when you drop into the maps. And this is what lets you find rift bleeds, which give you experience, gives you rift fragments, which are really important for you when you want to go hunting for artifacts later in the game. So using this, it's pretty simple. You point it, it gives you a little marker on the screen, and you follow it to the rift bleed. It vibrates when you get there. Perfect. You hit the button, take the bleed. Careful though, because it leaves you pretty exposed, because while you're doing that, it's pretty loud, it vibrates. Not to mention, you cannot hear the crawler sneaking around you. Personally, I have trust issues, so I don't like exposing myself doing that. But it's the atomic space shifter is needed to complete this game, without a doubt. Then you have the seeker tools. Each of these individual seeker tools you have to buy in the shop. I believe you can find them inside the Rift as well, but mainly in the shop. And each of these help you find artifacts. You have to calibrate it with the Rift fragments, which you need the primary, aka the space shifter, to find to add to these seekers. So once you do all that, it'll lead you to an artifact, and one of the main things is you have to get to the artifacts. It makes treasure hunting a breeze, right? It helps you. It's the easiest way to do it. But as you'll see in the shop, they're pretty expensive. Now I have quite a bit of gold saved up because I haven't really been spending anything. But these are expensive and they're one-time uses. Like once you use them and you die, you don't have them anymore. So you got to be really careful when you're using these inside the rift. The crawler gets you. He also gets your seekers. Then we have your ranged weapons. You have the flash frag, which pretty easy to use, pretty self-explanatory. It's a flashbang. You hit the creature with it, he's gonna be blinded. He's gonna screech. Do you know who else screeches? All the players around you, because it also blinds you and everyone around you. I like to do a little move called the throw it at my feet and pray that it gets the crawler as I'm running away, and then he runs the opposite direction of me. It happens. But it also can be used as a distraction. I like to use them sometimes when I know the crawler doesn't know where I am. I'll throw it off into the distance, he'll hear it, and he'll actually go to it. So it's a very expensive way to do that, but it works. Then we got the liquid barbecue. Pretty self-explanatory. It's a Molotov, basically. You burn the living crap out of anything who touches it. Or you could even use it to build a wall to keep it from getting to you to run the other direction. Very useful on the bridges on the maps, because the bridges are just, Connex storage containers that you walk through. So if you're on the right side of it and they're chasing you, throw that down. It can't get across, it's going to run away. So very useful, also extremely expensive. Probably the most expensive item on here outside of my favorite one. Next you have the bottle. As much as you might be tempted to drink the bottle, you can't. But it has a lot of many uses. The main use, a distraction. Throw it that way, crawler's gonna go that way. Throw it that way, crawler's gonna go that way. Throw it and hit your friend, they're gonna go prone to the ground, and the crawler's gonna come eat them as you gallivant away, skipping happy so medley. So the bottle is the cheapest thing to get, the easiest thing to find inside the rift, and probably the way to drive your friends the most crazy. Next we have the sonic plunger. Very useful item. Sticks to pretty much anything, including the wall right in front of you. I may or may not have experienced some plunger blunders, But nonetheless, it gives out a sonic array or a sonic emitter that the crawler will go to. So basically, it's another form, a more consistent form of distraction, where the bottle or the frag might fail. The plunger usually does not. Just be careful, because if you accidentally stick it too close to yourself, he's gonna come right for you. But then the last ranged weapon, which is my personal favorite, the Chaos Flare Gun. Yes, it does exactly what you think it does. You point it, you shoot it, and you send that mother lover into a frenzy. The crawler does not like being set on fire, blinded, and he'll run away in despair from you. So it buys you quite a bit of time. I personally love getting it and just start shooting things, because who doesn't want to just shoot things? But it's a very useful item. It is also, if I remember correctly, oh no, it's not. It's tied for the most expensive item. So definitely worth it every time. And just remember, if you die, you can't take what you don't use with you, so use it. But yeah, so that's all the ranged weapons that you can use inside Macabre. And last but not least, we have the deployables that can help you kind of in a pinch. You have the steel jaw, the bear trap, really self-explanatory. The problem with the bear trap is if your friends don't know where the bear trap is, or you forget where the bear trap is, you will step into the bear trap. They will step in to the bear trap, and it will not go well for any of you, especially if the crawler's nearby, because once that sets on one foot, it's no longer usable, so you're gonna have to get out of it. But can be very useful. I like to use it more as he's running behind me, so I'm gonna throw it down behind me and run like hell. Then you got the nightlight, which basically works like a flashbang. But so you set it down, has its light. When the creature's near it, if you don't already hear the creature between yourself and the breathing, the light kind of flickers a little bit, but once the crawler walks in front of it, it actually explodes on him and sends him into a tizzy and blinds him, and he kind of runs away. So it gives you time to run the opposite direction. That's what I would suggest, is never run the direction of the crawler, but this will definitely help you get away from the crawler, set up traps, distract it, send it away. Very useful and pretty cheap too. And then the most useful deployable, and I didn't realize how useful this deployable was until I started using it more, but it's the proximity sensor. The proxy sensor, as I like to call it. Super easy to use. You just plop it on the ground and it beeps. Yeah, no, that sounds weird, but no, it beeps when the crawler is near, and it gets louder the closer the crawler gets. It actually lets you know distance pretty much. Kind of has the light beep when it's in the area, a double beep when he's getting closer, and then it kind of rings pretty loudly when the crawler's like right on top of it, and oh, there goes that. So we're gonna restart that one. No, it's fine. Finally crashed on me.
Well, well.
So let's get back to this. But yeah, so very useful. When it starts ringing, when the thing's near you, you know exactly where it's at, and you could set them all over the place, and you'll be able to hear them. So you'll actually be able to sense the crawler, even when he's prowling, because he does go stealth mode himself, and you'll know where he's there. So honestly, this will really, really save your neck when it happens. So definitely get used to using the proxy sensor. It's very, very useful.